Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here today. It was announced with an interview with Stephen A. Smith on ESPN's First Take. Triple H had his first interview. Triple H answered the question that he is done with in-ring competition. We are never going to see a Triple H match again. Late last year, Triple H had a cardiac event where basically he stepped back, had a procedure done, and he was removed from NXT. He was replaced by Shawn Michaels. NXT went through a lot of change at that point where you saw like Triple H guys such as William Regal get released from the company and replaced by other people. And I think that should have been the writing on the wall that Triple H wasn't coming back. There was jokes at the time about Triple H not being able to win the war against AEW and Vince taking him out. But, you know, especially with the family dynamic, you know that Vince was trying to take care of Triple H. During the interview, he talked about the fact that he wanted to be able to wake up and know that he was going to be able to be there for his daughters. And, you know, wrestling always isn't the number one, you know, thing in the world. Triple H, easily, by far, probably my number one favorite wrestler of all time. I think the way I can split it up, Hulk Hogan is probably my favorite entertainer of all time. But, you know, when I was watching WWF/WWE for a lot of the years, you know, ordering pay-per-views, watching Monday Night Raws, Triple H was the one guy that, you know, when I'm debating whether if I want to watch a pay-per-view, if he was in a match on a pay-per-view that I you know, wanted to see, I knew that I was going to get my money's worth that night. I knew that, you know, maybe, you know, the tag team division or the cruiserweight division wasn't going to pull its weight, but if Triple H was at least somewhere near that main event and had a competitor that I knew we could go with, it was worth throwing down the $30 to $40 to watch that show, because that was a match that I wanted to see. Triple H is the guy that did just about everything in the WWF, from, you know, come in with a character at that point that never in the world would get over today. I believe in his first ever WWF match, after coming over from WCW, I think he almost broke a guy's neck delivering the first pedigree. The guy didn't listen to him, didn't take it right, and horrible. I mean, I never saw another pedigree like that. It just, that guy almost went like it was a suplex. Just really, really bad. But, you know, he came up. He was a guy fighting for the Intercontinental Championship. He's a guy that you can direct tie every rung on the career thing to reach that brass ring. He, you know, sort of climbed it hand in hand with The Rock, which is funny. You know, you go back to like sort of what put him over the top was his match, ladder match with The Rock at SummerSlam 98. Not the best ladder match of all time, but was him winning the Intercontinental Championship on a big stage. He got to have that reign, and, you know, after that, so the next year, he was, you know, fighting for the WWF Championship. He didn't win it that night. Some people say that it was Stone Cold Steve Austin not wanting to drop it to him. Some people say that, you know, Jesse Ventura didn't want to be raising a heel's hand. They ended up going with Mankind getting the win, and then Triple H beat Mankind the next night on Monday Night Raw. That would start the My Time era, which turned into the McMahon-Helmsley era, with them running the storyline of Triple H marrying Stephanie. Triple H ended up marrying Stephanie in real life. The way that they tell the story, they didn't even start dating until that storyline was over. Basically, everything that we saw on TV was not the magic that we saw. It was just them being together, working together to the point where they, I guess, were thinking about each other enough to, you know, be seeing each other privately, whether that was hotel rooms or however they were, you know, dating at the time before officially coming out. That was one of the things on the Triple H Blu-ray that came out a few years ago, that Undertaker was the guy that Triple H went to and was like, hey, me and Stephanie are ready to, you know, take our relationship to the next point. And Undertaker, congratulated him, but basically was saying that this could be career suicide for you if anything goes wrong. You could be fired from the company, never to be seen again. I guess he believed in it enough to pursue it. I really don't know how much more there is to say. I mean, Triple H, whether if it was, going over to, Saudi Arabia on the Crown Jewel shows, the match that is very, very bad was the DX versus Brothers of Destruction match. That match was bad mostly for the fact that Triple H got injured. But if you think about where that match was on the calendar and the fact that he knew he had a big match against Batista that he had to get ready for, the fact that he was able to rehab, be able to go into the ring and help, his brother from Evolution out, have his last match in the WWE. That's one hell of a story. There's a lot of other guys, I don't want to say they just would have milked it, but, they would not have, taken it so serious to make sure that they were back because they had a match on paper for, WrestleMania 35. Career accomplishments for Triple H was, winning the WWF title so many times. I know one time he was just handed it on Monday Night Raw from Eric Bischoff, but there's no doubt in my mind he was the best guy to be a champion. Maybe they should have ran some sort of a tournament and had him win it. But, him being held, just handed that title, and then him running with it so long, I think is one of the negative points from there. When he was, holding the AKA John Cena championship, I think that was like 2008. I hated it. I understand why the WWF at that point was running with that title when CM Punk had it, when Jeff Hardy had it. It just should have been, shelved. Maybe if they wanted to bring it out when Cena had it. But I know they wanted to sell WWF championships, whether if that was, the toy version, whether if that was the actual version that you could buy, the commemorative versions or whatever it was that they sell for like $300. I get it. But I don't know. The guy comes out with that, gaudy championship. I don't understand what the hell they're doing with it. It just never really made sense. But for the guy to come in to his own, be in a main event, you think about that main event scene from like 99 to 2001. You're looking at like Mick Foley, Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Undertaker, The Rock, Kurt Angle, Triple H. The fact that they kept all of those guys happy, I get it. At some point, Stone Cold Steve Austin wasn't happy, like when he took his ball and went home, when he noticed he was kind of slipping down the card in 2002, when they were bringing on new guys who wasn't even there, like Brock Lesnar. But, they could spin the wheel and make a deal with just about anybody and have a damn good pay-per-view, because they knew with those guys on top, everybody was healthy. They had damn good 3 pay-per-view matches that night. But look at that run that NXT went on. It is one of those things that Triple H can give to the world of wrestling fans once, Vince is not around. If you look at the McMahon DVD, which came out like, I'm guessing off the top of my head, like probably 06, 07, one of the bonus features on there is talking about who's going to run the company once Vince retires. And a lot of people kind of, knocked it because they talk about the fact that Stephanie is running it. And if you don't think that Stephanie's going to be able to run the company, with her being married to Triple H, Triple H's booking run that he did with NXT, I understand that some people say that, because of the Performance Center, these guys just get to knock out their match day after day and practice it. The guys on the main roster are doing the same things with house shows. They might not be working the same time of matches, but they're working out the kinks in their match to the point where they know when they get to pay-per-view, they're going to be able to deliver. And so many of those shows for NXT takeovers delivered, show after show, with Triple H being in charge. And so many times, he was sort of handpicked like a Ring of Honor was, where just as soon as the guy was getting over, Vince took him just to have him job out on Raw or SmackDown. So Triple H, my favorite guy, one hell of a guy. I'm going to miss him, but I know one day we'll see him again. Maybe not wrestling in a match. He's not going to go balls to the wall like, Vince is still wrestling. I mean, when it was rumored that Vince was going to wrestle this year at WrestleMania, I believed it against McAfee. But at least we'll know that, when that day comes, the company's in good hands. Peace out, everybody.